Good morning. Frankie, say good morning. Say good morning. You want to come say good morning? As you can see, Prince Franklin will be detained for this morning's tea or coffee. He's such a snob. We had such a good time outside this morning. Oh my gosh. It feels like fall the last couple days. Loving it. Fall never, in my whole life, fall never lasted very long. Neither did spring. There was always mixed messages on what spring was supposed to be. April showers bring May flowers. So like spring is a month, I guess. And it's always raining. The May flowers, May, June. I've never really experienced a long spring or a long fall. Very short. So I want to start off by saying thank you so much for the response to my last video. I really felt good sharing that. It just came out naturally. I wasn't planning on sharing that, but there you go. But thank you for the love and support on that. And it was so sweet. I can just wrap my arms around you ladies. So just want to say hi to Linda and Flower and Rainy. Oh my goodness. And Eileen, Carmen, and Bernice. Y'all are such good support. Thank you. I love this. I love this. And I can see I have a hair sticking straight up. There we go. So I wanted to mention and reply back, Melanie, you could be right. What he has could be a yeast infection, but it could also be just allergies getting to him like they do to me. And so I did finally use the I think the right thing, the lime and sulfur, and I can use it once a week. So I used it once, put it on my calendar, and I'm going to use it every week until it clears up, or maybe just for maintenance if he doesn't seem to mind it too much. I'm really looking forward to that. It kind of makes sense with everything going on. Also, the yard gets sprayed today. Yay! Oh, I'm so excited. Also, I want to say, Marjorie, oh gosh, anyway, you'll see her in the comments sometimes. Marjorie has a channel, and she said that she has one on lashes. I watched a few of her videos. What a sweet lady. And her home, she shows some videos and little pieces of her home. What a beautiful home. Holy cow. But she says she has a video on lashes, on how to put on lashes. So I'm going to try to watch that at some point, because I may wear lashes again. I don't know. I get fascinated with them, and then I drop them for a while. And I want to say to Carol, thanks for the suggestion on the Coco and Eve and that Il Melage, or however you say it. They're a little out of my price range right now. Once I get my taxes caught up, I just paid them again. I'm cutting back on work. I know I'll still have to pay taxes, but when I'm working that much, I lose track of a lot of details. Frankie, I was just bragging about how, you know what? He may not lick an itch all day, but he'll do it at a video. And I think it's because he's not getting the attention. Honest God, when I'm doing my videos, or my video conferences, and psychotherapy sessions with clients, he's in a bed right under my feet, under my desk, and my feet are touching him. Not a lick all day long. 6, 8, 10, 12 hours. All day long, nothing. We can be sitting out watching TV, but if I'm immersed in a TV show and I'm not petting him or touching him, he'll start licking. Yeah, so part of it is real. I can see it on his skin. But I think part of it, too, is to get my attention. Just like if I'm in the bathroom too long, he has a special bark that he does. It's a little different than like a real bark when he wants to go to the front door for something. So that kind of brings me to my topic today, being too busy. And I think there was somebody who mentioned finding purpose. Melanie, did you suggest something about that or had something to say about that? And I love feedback all the time. I love feedback. Seriously, I've been so happy this last week since I got all the feedback for the last video especially. It just really made my day. Here's what I'm thinking about finding purpose. When I had a lot of suicidal ideation, I'm going to use my new foundation again, that Luminous, because it's going to be a long day. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Anyway, when I had a lot of suicidal ideation going on, I really felt lost. And when I did my work with therapy, it didn't happen, the improvements didn't happen overnight. But one of the things that worked for me very quickly, I mean, so quickly, was when I joined a 12-step program. Now, of course, not everybody needs a 12-step program, but it could even, it could even mean you joining the Lions Club or a circus or getting a job. Even if it's a part-time job or an internship or volunteer at something you really enjoy, like the animal shelter. I did that once. But the deal was I was part of something bigger than myself. I was around other people who felt the same about some of the same things I felt about. What's he doing? He's nesting. Getting his throne ready. See back there. Human connection is one of the best things for mental health that professionally and personally I've ever seen. When people, matter of fact, for good or bad, I've had people in deep therapy with me. I've watched and heard of other counselors who were in deep therapy with clients. I've had people call and gave them a long consultation on the phone, set them up for some deep therapy. And then we'll get a call and it'll be like, oh, I met the love of my life this weekend and we're moving to Maryland. Bye. Thank you for everything. Human connection. Now, I'm not saying that's a great solution. And I hope they got therapy where they were going. Good God. You never know, though. It could have worked out. Oh, and I've done it myself. Honest to God. More than once. Just remember, everything in moderation. See, that's his bark that he does when he wants my attention. That's a little, it's a different little bark, right? Frankie, I see you. I see you, handsome. I see you, handsome. Oh, when he does his ears like that, he looks almost like he's got a little pit bull in him or something, but he doesn't. When his ears are calmed down, he looks like a little foxhound or something. Why are you glaring at me like that? Well, I love you. Come here. You want to come here? Frankie. Honey. Are you going to come, Mama? Come on. Come here. Oh, your eyes softening. Oh, that pretty boy. He's softening up a little bit. Anyway, other people, you know, like the old adage, birds of a feather. People need people. There's no such thing as a lone wolf. I'm sorry. Stop it. If you think, oh, I'm a lone wolf, stop it. Just stop it. No. The only people who are truly lone wolves are misguided because wolves are very seldom alone. Google it. And if you think you're a lone wolf, most people who isolate, if we're talking about, oh, I'm an isolator, if you're truly an isolator, there's a mental health issue. Humans are not meant to be alone. They're just not meant to be alone. People go insane when they're over-isolated. Babies die when they're isolated, right? Do the math. So, for me and for all of my clients that I've worked with, one of the biggest things was when there's trauma in childhood, it's very important for a child to figure out a way to protect their ego state because their sense of worth is so diminished when their parents aren't able to protect them or aren't able to be good enough parents or are the ones actually hurting the child. So you have this craving to find meaning in life. So it's not exactly meaning in life, it's help me find a way to live. Because with childhood trauma, it's about if my parents don't see me and care for me, I can tell because they're not attending to me in a safe way, then I have no value. Why am I alive? And they could put me to death anytime. They could trade me to another tribe. They could use me for bait to catch food for the tribe. Frankie. I don't know. I wonder if I could treat him with that lime and sulfur before a week. I don't want to overdo it. I'll have to Google it. Most things on YouTube said once a week. So we'll see. Let's see. Frankie, please stop. Seriously, he hasn't licked his paws for 2 days, and now he does it on the camera. Oh my goodness. Sometimes, telling you. All right. Finding meaning. So that's usually the origin of the issue, is not feeling loved as a child, not feeling protected. I have to put on some more powder. I put on a lot of moisturizer this morning because it's not as humid out, and because I put on a lot of moisturizer this morning. I'm getting dementia. Because I've been on another Retin-A spurt. Getting that down in my pores. Oh, that feels so good. Okay, now I feel less greasy. So that means when we're in relationships as we grow older, we're still trying to find value. And sometimes we repeat our childhood by picking out partners that are similar to our parents so we can subconsciously resolve those relationships because they were primary. They were life and death. They were so important. So we're kind of repeating that pattern until we can resolve it. So where we can win them over and they will love us, which also sets up this attachment style issue where it's sort of a push-pull. Once we find someone who's going to love us and take care of us and protect us and provide for us, they're boring. There's no chemistry. I just don't love them. Maybe like a brother. That kind of thing. Yeah. Oh, it's horrible. So it perpetuates the feeling of wandering. Wandering the earth, looking for fill in the blank, love. One of the ways that, like I said, is the most important is if we're wandering, we need to find a place to land. Even if it's just for a few hours a day or a few hours a couple times a week. A place to land where we feel like we're useful. And that's what that baby needed to know, that they were useful enough to stay in the tribe. Yeah. We need to be useful enough to stay in the tribe. How's that looking? Let me get my big mirror out. God. I like this color because it matches so well. It's Believe. I like these. I don't know what color this is, but I'll probably do this again. He's chewing on his toenails now. Oopsie. Get my... You know what? I'm going to have to take a picture of this because I don't want to forget it. It's called Honey Blush. It's Believe Beauty. I didn't like most of the products. I tried the flower foundations, several years ago, and they were just too oily. I think they're made for younger skin. That's all. That's all right. Just wasn't for me. I just can't do all that oil. I've always had oily skin. And now that it's a little dry, it's only a little dry. It's not a lot dry. Okay. So, one of the things about growing into adult, there's this pattern of feeling like not fitting in, or actually not fitting in real well. Some of us don't fit in everywhere. I know I don't. I tend to have I tend to not be able to do small talk. It's if someone gets into a deep conversation or an interesting conversation about business, about psychology, about cars, about so many things I'm interested in. But if it's, I don't even know how to imitate small talk. Hi, how are you? Because, there's so many boundaries with that. Oh, I'm doing pretty good. How are you? And how's the kids? And I don't have kids. I don't have grandkids. So at my age, that kind of limits me with people who who that's all they want to talk about, which I don't blame them. I can sit around and talk about dogs, especially my dog, all day long. So it's not a put down. I'm just saying I don't know how to do that kind of small talk. I have tried to practice it because of different places I've wanted to fit in. But I have found that the places I fit in best at are places where it's with people who just, they jump into interesting conversations. They don't have to do small talk. They don't ever have to talk about their family. They just don't. So, sorry, I don't know. I don't know what else to say about that. I feel like Forrest Gump. Okay. So I'm using, I just wanted to remind y'all, I use a black or as dark as I can get eyeshadow for my eyeliner. This is a Rimmel. I don't know if it's still on. It's Rimmel London 026. And it has dark green, dark blue, dark black, and a dark purple. And they have very, very little glitter. Very little glitter at all. Like maybe just a shine. Just enough so that the color isn't so matte, I guess. I don't know. But if you want to try it, otherwise Maybelline has a nice black. I usually actually use Maybelline, but I found this. And it reminded me of an old friend I had named Karen. She always wore purple liner. Always. She said she always wore Lancome. She thought I was such a hick because I wore inexpensive makeup. She'd go to Lancome. Want to go with me? I'm like, yeah. So I'd go with her, but I just went for company. Like, you're not going to get anything? I wasn't going to pay $35, $55, $65. I'd already gone through that phase. And I just knew that I didn't need to spend money in that area on those things. Just for fun. I remember one time, this is close to when we quit hanging out together. I pulled up we were in a shoe department. We just walked in the door of the mall into the shoe department. I'm like, yes, I wanted to get a pair of shoes for a party I was going to. And I had a dress that was going to be my perfect dress. I got on sale and I had it altered. Oh, I was so excited. I just loved it. I bought this gown and made it T-length. Oh, I'm so excited about that dress. But when we went in, I bent over and pulled up my socks. I had just like pantyhose socks in my handbag, but my socks had fallen down around my ankles. And I pulled up my socks and she said, seriously, you're pulling up your socks in public like that? Oh gosh, seriously. So I think I'm sharing this with you because it's kind of funny now. At the time, it gave me a mini heart attack. I was just like, I just was not sure what in the hell was she trying to do, right? Now, here's why I'm sharing this with you, I think. That was my thought. What in the hell is she trying to do? What in the hell am I supposed to do? I felt like okay, here was someone I really loved and admired, and she's putting me down, making me feel, I mean, come on, making me feel very less than. Anyway, that's not only how I took it, but had I seen anyone else go through that, I'd be like, ooh, they're trying to put that person down, right? Just like a child in the cave. It's like, if I'm not important to this person that I'm depending on to be a partner or a parent or somebody to go through life with and survive, I don't feel safe, right? So this was another eye-opener for me that I was perpetuating. Like, sometimes we don't know what we don't know when we first meet somebody. Come on, people will say, you should have seen the flags. Well, I don't know about that. Sometimes it takes time. You don't see the flag sometimes within the first 4 months because all of us are usually physiologically in good behavior for at least 4 months. And if it's somebody who's abusive, who likes to take control and make people feel less than to make themselves feel better, what they do is they're picking up little tidbits along the way that they can use for ammunition later. Right? And I guess that was one of the things she was able to pick up on. I don't know. I mean, it's not like I make a habit of pulling up my socks. They don't usually fall down. But at that time, I had lost a lot of weight. Even my socks were falling down. I've done that a couple times in my life where I've gained or lost weight. But anyway, if you're in a relationship where if you're feeling like life is kind of meaningless, you're looking for a purpose, right? It's almost always connected to isolation or spending too much time with people, places, or things like jobs, relationships, kids that aren't appreciative, who put you down, who make you feel like you're not making a difference. Because humans, our job isn't to find purpose. It's to participate in life. That's our purpose. Our purpose is to find a way to feel love and joy. A lot of that comes with having different purposes. Like, I have a purpose with my dog, with my partner, with my friends, with my yard, with my work, with my volunteer work. I have lots of different purposes. I don't have one purpose in life. That's somebody else's job. Here's this mascara. I will not buy this again. Oh, this was a gift. I will not buy this mascara. I appreciate. Did I buy this because someone suggested it or someone gave it to me? I do not have dementia. I'm sure of it. Crap. You know, I could almost tell you wherever at one time I would have been able to tell you where every stitch of my clothing, every pair of shoes came from. And I could tell you how the experience went when I bought them. You know? I mean, that's just how it was. That's how good my memory was. I could tell you where and how and why I bought everything that I bought. And now, I think I just quit caring so much. At one time, I was poor enough that it was important to me when I spent money on stuff like that. I'm not saying I'm not frugal or I don't care now. It's just, it's not as meaningful. Like, ooh, I bought that shirt at Macy's on the sale rack for $3. Can you believe it? I mean, seriously, I feel rich even today when I get a deal like that. I went to Belk's outlet store the other day. It just opened in town earlier this year. I hardly ever go to the mall. I've been to the mall maybe 5 times in 5 years. Maybe 5 times. Maybe 3. But that outlet mall or that outlet store in the mall is fabulous, darling. I got a couple shirts there, and I recently started wearing color, not to work, but on days off. And I don't know if I'll ever wear them, but I got them for next to nothing, like $10 a shirt for 3 shirts, 2 shirts for $20, and a pair of walking shoes that I can wear with those funky pants I have now, that come to mid-calf, folded up in the end. I got those for $20. And they are bear paws. And I have a pair or two of their boots because they are very similar to Uggs. And Uggs has changed their basic boot to where they're just not the same boot as they used to be, as far as I'm concerned. I just can't. They're just not the same boot. They have too many to choose from. I get lost in it. I get the wrong boot, and I'm like, oh well. I mean, I'll tell you the truth. I don't like shopping in person anymore, because if it's not the right thing in person, sometimes I'll just buy it because I'm like, I'm tired of going to stores, and then I'll settle. So this sounds terrible, and one of these days I'm going to regret it, and I hate that I'm putting this on the internet, but I'm going to be honest with you. I shop Amazon, and I recently shopped Temu, a few months back, and I'm going to do it again because they have great return policies. I can order 3, 4, 5 pairs of tennis shoes and then return them if they don't fit the next day. Have it put back on my credit card or for credit. You can't beat that. Anyway. Oh, I need blush, I guess. So, is there a meaning in life? Am I depressed? Am I lonely? I remember on the farm, I may have said it, or somebody said it. I'm bored. I don't know what, I'm just bored. And so you're not alone. This has been going on. If you wonder, oh, I'm in wonder, or I'm wonder. Interesting word. I wonder what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. Back on the farm, they'd say, get another job. Go dig a hole and fill it back in. Build a fence. Get busy. Do something. And you know what? If it weren't for depression, feeling depressed, pressing down, we have to use our muscles to build up, to come on, push. I have to do it all the time. I have a low grade, it's just my chemistry, I think. I don't know if I was born with it or if it was caused because of all the sadness being young. I quit questioning it. I don't care. Well, it was your mom's fault or your dad's fault or you were abandoned. It doesn't matter anymore. What matters now is that I push through. That's why I like the I Ching. It has some readings about basically pushing through. Push through. Like a runner's wall. You can't get through the runner's wall if you don't push. Ugh. I know it's not easy. Please believe me. I know. I just want to sit here and keep chit-chatting. I wish I could chit-chat back. Leave me a message. Say hi. And who said to do it? Diana? You're awesome. I love the ideas and the things that you share with me. Diana, I want I want to do a live sometime. You mentioned that. I wrote it down because I wanted to remember. And I'm going to do a live one of these days. That would be so fun. I wonder what time. I'm in Central American time. So doing a live, I just wonder if nobody shows up, nobody shows up. If it's bad timing, it's bad timing. I know there was a lady, I forgot her name, but she did a lifestyle video channel, and she would just chit chat about how she leveled up. And oh God, she was so cute. She would show different things she'd wear, and she would talk about how she used to act compared to how she acts now. She shared about how she attained her successful husband. And I think then she came up with a makeup line. And I lost track because I got off of social media for a while. Oh, so I wanted to share this with you too. Sometimes I'm outside a lot, and my hair smells so good right now anyway because I washed it last night. But sometimes it'll smell like the great outdoors. And if I'm going to go out to dinner or something with somebody, like I think I'm doing tonight, we're going to have to double confirm depending on our hours. But they have new packaging now. This is old. When they went on discount, when they changed packaging, and I bought, I think I bought 12 cans of cucumber and 12 cans of this. The cucumber smells really fresh, and this smells, this is a pomegranate, I think. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Anyway, it's got like pomegranate seeds on it, but it just smells sweeter. It's more my favorite. The cucumbers, like if I'm going out around people, seems like people like that fresh scent. Like, oh, but this also smells like you just got out of the shower. But if you put it in your hair, this stuff, and then kind of separate it, it adds a little oomph and shine and a lovely fragrance. And it doesn't seem to be bad for my hair at all. How did I find out about this? Where did I get the idea to do this? Well, I've always put perfume in my hair. But one day I was working on base, and one of the gals that was helping me put together a program on the computer, which I'm terrible at. She was helping me with this system. She walked into the office after a workout, and I'm like, oh my God, you were working out. You smell wonderful. And she says, yeah, I just sprayed this through my hair, washed my face, put on a little lip gloss and mascara, and I look fresh. I'm like, you do. You look and smell fresh. So anyway, she gave me a can. She goes, oh, I buy them by the case. But they hadn't changed their packaging yet. Matter of fact, look, this one says new on it. I really don't think this is a new one. But they got rid of, oh wait, what's this say? New fragrance? Maybe this was one of the new fragrances. New and improved. So they must have new and improved it again, is what I'm thinking. I don't know. But anyway, I don't know if you think it looks a little shinier. But I like that it takes some of the frizz down. It doesn't look quite as frizzy. So I put it on and then kind of squash it. Okay, I'm stalling. I gotta go to work. Ugh. I love my job. It makes me feel good. It's not my purpose. It's something that I do that I'm very lucky. I'm lucky to work in the field that seems to come easy for me and that I find very entertaining. And I like helping people. And as I do it, I am supporting my inner dialogue on how I care for myself. So if you can find a job or volunteer situation where you can do that, whether it's helping feed the hungry or with animals or picking up litter off the side of the road, whatever, you won't need to find a purpose. You'll have fulfillment. You'll have fulfillment. That's what we need more than purpose, is fulfillment. People who come alive. Matter of fact, I mean, I've gone through this. And I remember talking to this lady at a bookstore. She was at one of those groovy bookstores where they sell incense and crystals and books on spirituality. And we got into a great conversation. I really appreciated her. I was like, yeah, I just feel kind of lost. Like, I don't have a purpose. I know that's probably exactly what I said. And she said, Socrates said, or somebody said, the world doesn't need people to find their purpose. They need people to become alive. I don't know. I wish I could find that saying. I'll have to Google it later. But if you're bored, go ahead and Google it. We're not alone when we get like this. This has been going on since antiquity. It's existentialism. Being human can be so juicy and emotional and complicated. But when we settle it down, maybe put down the caffeine, the alcohol, the mood-altering drugs, and go for a walk, sometimes we realize life can be so much simpler and cleaner and sweeter if we just participate. And when it stops feeling right, and we know there's something wrong, then maybe steer a different direction. It's all about the great experiment. Life is a great experiment until we die. And I'm hoping to have a good life. I know the whole thing wasn't good. No. But a life where I learned good lessons and then was able to feel satisfied that I did my best as soon as possible so that I can have a decent, hopefully good death. Be in my deathbed and know I pushed through the walls to help me live. And I quit taking myself and life so seriously so I could lift up. That's why I go out and play with the dogs every morning. Water my plants. Maybe even go for a walk. Is to remember, I'm in a life. I'm in this doesn't have to be complicated. Not in my neighborhood. And if I stay off of TV, if there's something I need to know, somebody's going to tell me. Or watch the news once a week or once a month. Shit's happening. I get it. Oh my God, I watched the news this weekend. I watched some blue news, some red news. And I'm like, oh my God. So maybe stay off TV and go for a walk. All right. I love y'all. Thank you. And have a great day. Frankie, say bye. Frankie, say bye. Bye for now.